Welcome online, guys. TomoGotchi here, and we're playing Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition. And I'm just going to get right into it because, yeah, I actually tried to attempt a Let's Play last week, actually. And I actually got pretty far. I actually recorded up to Chapter 2. And then I had everything. I had the footage recorded. I had my voice recorded, but for some reason I'm using OBS, and for some reason the footage for the game itself is just completely mute. And if it was just like the first few episodes, I probably would have just been like, you know what, it's fine, it's fine. I can just forgive myself, and then like in the future episodes I could be like, oh yeah, that happened, but it's all okay. But no, I was 9 episodes in, and that's when I noticed the problem. So, 9 episodes, and that's roughly 4.5 hours, somewhat, of footage that is completely soundless, with the exception of my voice. And by the way, on top of that, I have my headphones plugged in to make sure that there's no reverb, so you're hearing me speak. And I think as far back as when I played Undertale, I didn't have headphones, so you could sort of hear a slight echo between the actual game footage and just my speakers. So that's the way I tend to do it. But yeah, because of that, I didn't notice at all that there was no actual game sound. So it really frustrated me because it was all so well. I got so far in the game, and on top of that, and this is what's the most disappointing about it, is I've never played this game before, so that footage, which is now deleted by the way, it's all gone, that was supposed to be a blind playthrough, and now I'm just playing everything again, so yeah. And by the way, and I mentioned this in the previous footage, and by the way, I'm not going to reference that too much in this playthrough, but I will notify you when I get up to that part where I stopped. But I think I mentioned that there's a lot of exposition in this game, and it's one of the things I don't particularly like about this game, at least in the beginning. It does get good a little later on, but I'm just letting this play, and you can hear, or you can see what's going on clearly, because I don't even get a Digimon until like episode 3, and it's like, wow, I just want to get a Digimon, and then I finally get a Digimon, and it's like I still have to wait. But it does get good when I eventually get a Digimon, so it's all good. So there's no harm in me doing this again. I can just get through this, especially now that I know what to do. There were a few moments where I basically just... hang on a minute. I just want to check something real quick. Oh, okay. Yeah, here's my cursor. Hello! But yeah, there were moments where I was going back and forth, not knowing what to do. So, on the plus side, that gets cut short. So that's good. So at least I know somewhat what to do. On top of that, unlike the last playthrough, I did have a little sneaky peek. Because I watch Oni Plays, and I watched their playthrough of it. I think I got relatively close to where they ended, at least as of today. This is August. I'm recording this. It's in 2021, but they're funny guys. So I'm recording this now, even though it's no longer technically a blind playthrough. I must admit, I am liking the style of the game. And let's be honest with ourselves, and I might as well tell this story whilst we're waiting for all this to go. By the way, hey, I know this is like... Oh no, it's all... Okay, I get it. Alright. I can't skip it. It would have been nice to skip so I can just get to it. So anyway. Yes. Bottom line, I meet some people in a chat room. So, oh yeah, that's right. I am male. I am not Takumi. Oh yeah, I couldn't get all of TomoGotchi into the... Yeah, I might as well call myself Tomo, because I actually tried to get TomoGotchi as all one thing, but it just deletes the last few letters. So at least I get to rectify that mistake. But yeah, the graphics on this, at least, the graphics are fantastic, and especially for the Digimon models themselves. Welcome to the Digital Garden of Eden. Basically, it's Ready Player One and Summer Wars to an extent. So yeah, I'm probably going to repeat myself from that last playthrough. Probably only because I want to talk about this game. I want to talk about how I feel about Digimon and how I feel about what's going on. But all that's deleted now, so I might as well come out again. And I actually do have a story to tell about this game in particular, because I've only started playing this game this year, as I said. I was not a big fan of it when it came out, and it's nothing against the game itself in particular. That's fine. What I didn't like in particular was simply because of my own personal bias when it comes to Digimon in general. Because as I said, Digimon World 1 is my favourite game of all time. It truly is, and I'm just used... when I think of Digimon, I think of that particular style of game. This is more on the lines of Digimon Championship and Digimon Dawn and Dusk versions. And those games are fine. I do like those games. It's just the fact that I prefer the Tamagotchi raising situation when it comes to how I play Digimon. Although to be fair, Digimon is good. Yeah, by the way. Oh yeah, I go up here, don't I? So I always prefer Digimon World as opposed to any of the other games. Even Digimon World 2, which I still like, by the way. I still like all of those games. They're completely fine games. They're solid games in their own right. And if anything, I do like how Digimon diversifies itself a little bit. So even Digimon Dawn and Dusk are still good games. By the way, yeah, this woman actually reminds me of Zoe from Digimon Frontier, because she's got the same clothing style with the stripes and the skirt. So that's pretty cool. So, as far as good Digimon games are concerned, there's a lot of good ones. It's just that they're all different, that's all. It's not so much because of their gameplay in particular. Although there are some garbage ones, like Digimon World 4, which I haven't even played, but my, that game sucks. But there was a time, and this is where I've got to get into the meat of the story. By the way, I know I said that I've played this before, but it's like, hang on a minute, am I supposed to... It's also because I'm telling a story, to be fair. There was a time when Digimon sort of grew out of popularity for a while, so there was no translations of any of the more recent Digimon games at the time, and one game I was really looking forward to was a game I think was called Digimon Redigitize. Okay, sorry, I needed to read that. I think it was called Digimon Redigitize, and it looked exactly the way I wanted it to look. It's like Digimon World 1, but for the DS. I'm so down for that. Are they gonna do anything with that? And so, there was a massive petition that was going around online that had... Oh, hello. Oh, okay, there we go. There was a petition online where it was basically telling, you know, the people at Bandai or whoever was in charge at the time to be like, yes, there is interest in Digimon still. We still want you to translate games, and we want Redigitized to get a localization. And so I was all for that. So I actually tried to participate in that petition. Not just sign away, but I actually was trying to go around and be like, I want to see this get more support, so please sign the petition and just basically generate that interest and tell people to help out. To the best of my ability. I wasn't like going outside and telling people about this or anything, but I did try. I tried on Facebook and Twitter before I got bullied on Twitter, of course. But I was like going everywhere I could and being like, I want to support this. And so eventually, oh yeah, Kowloon. Okay, we're on track. So I kept doing that, and unfortunately, that petition in particular, kind of succeeded and it didn't. But what I mean by that is, it was not responsible for... Oh yeah, that's right. It wasn't responsible for getting redigitized, localization, what have you. Digimon Redigitized wasn't made into English, so it didn't come out. So it failed in that regard. However... Oh wait, I've already talked to you. Ah. Oh wait, was I supposed to talk to someone otherwise? Sorry, again, I'm telling a story, and I'm also trying to get through this exposition situation as soon as possible. So, Digimon Redigitize didn't get localized, but that petition stayed up. And it was still being used, to an extent at least, to sort of tell the developers, hey, there are people who are genuinely interested in Digimon. And they were even saying, like, you know what, keep signing that petition, keep generating that interest, and we'll see what happens. And this game was relatively new in Japan when that came about. And so, being the newest game in the Digimon line, it turned out that there was so much interest in the game, and especially people loved that game. Oh yeah, that's right. When it came out, everyone was raving about it. I think there was like a fan translation that I never played. But they were saying like, yeah, you know what? With all this interest in Digimon... Yeah, I want to skip this. With all this interest, let's do a localization. And that's exactly what they did. And Digimon Cyber Sleuth ended up being one of the... I think it was originally on the PlayStation. It was originally on the Vita, I believe. Like when it originally came out in Japan, and then it like got ported to other consoles. I'm playing the Steam version, and I think you can get it in... Oh yeah, Kowloon. I think you can get it in... on the PlayStation, and you can also get it on the Switch. I know that. I think you can get it on Xbox, but I'm not an Xbox guy, so I wouldn't know. So now we're in Kowloon, so we're getting close. And we're going to meet a character that I'm very familiar with. If you have seen my unboxing video, you'll know these characters, of course. Because, yeah, the trading card game does reference this game, and it's awesome. So anyway, back to... Oh, there she is! There's Nokia. And I have her card right in front of me. The one that I pulled from the box, and it was awesome. So anyway, back to the story. So we succeeded, and Digimon Cyber Sleuth got a localization. I didn't play it originally. I didn't buy it. And it wasn't that I didn't want to. I guess it was more my situation at the time. But it was also because I wasn't sold on the gameplay aspect. I was really hoping for Digimon Redigitize to come out. Because that is Digimon to me. I like it better as a TomoGotchi raising game, personally. And that's not me knocking this game. Again, I don't mind that this is using the Dawn and Dusk system. It's just not what I'm used to. Nevertheless, the game got popular, and Digimon did so well that they actually did another localization of another game called Digimon Next Order, which is... sorry, I was just checking something. Which is, I would say, a direct sequel to Digimon World. It is a great game. It is a fantastic game. And I got that when it came out. I even got... I think I even got a PS4 for that. Like, it was my first PS4 ever. Just to get that one game. Because I enjoyed it so much. So, in a way, I was partly responsible for making that happen, and I was so happy. So I played that game, and to wrap up this story, now there are plenty of Digimon games out there now. There's this complete edition of the game that also comes with Hacker's Memory. The card game is fantastic. And I was talking to some friends about Digimon in general, and I told them this story and how involved I was with the voting process, and then the guy responded. I'll never forget it. The guy responded, "Oh, thank you so much for that, because I actually played Cyber Sleuth, and it's a fantastic game. So thank you for that, Tom." I'm like, glad you liked it. And they were telling me bits about the game that they liked, and I'm like, yeah, but I missed Digimon World. But it is nice. It's kind of nice that I had somewhat of a positive impact on people's lives. If this game, and I have, like I said, I have played a little bit of it before I had to delete the footage, and I am liking what I'm seeing. It is certainly a game that I'm going to try and play to the fullest. At least till the end of the story mode. There's a lot that I do like about this game. And I do mean a lot. And if anything, it's kind of changed my perspective on this style of gameplay. It has a lot of similarities to Pokemon, let's be fair. But there are also some new, unique things that essentially carried over from Dawn and Dusk that are still really, really good, and I'm all for it. Like, I'm really excited to play this game. I am really liking the selection, and I did take a little peek at the bestiary, a little bit. I just wanted to see if a few of my favorites were in this game, because yeah, there are a few Digimon that if they didn't have my favorite Digimon, at least, I would have been like, no, I hate this game now. Because heck, even the original Redigitized didn't have my favorite. And I'll get to my favorite somewhere in this playthrough, I'm sure. He does exist, and I'm happy about that. And there's actually quite a few interesting Digimon as well. I'll fully admit, when it comes to Digimon, especially the later Digimon... Hang on, I'm talking a lot, so I need a drink. Give me a second. That's good, especially on a hot day. But yeah, I've been through all of this exposition before, so I can just skip it. Basically, we meet this ghastly boy, and I think this is where we get our first Digimon. And I already know who I'm picking, because I was happy with my selection last time. And especially since it's a way to get my favorite Digimon as well. So here we go. My first Digimon. All that exposition over. Because heck, even if it's just me talking about my history with Digimon, it is essentially exposition. So yes, there we go. There's our Digimon selection. Which one will you choose? I know exactly which one I want. And that's Hagurumon, who is a virus machine type. Yeah. I was also thinking about getting Palmon, because Palmon is also what I consider a Gen 1 Digimon. Because I admit I have a place in my heart for a lot of the original Digimon. And when I say original Digimon, I mean essentially every Digimon that appeared in Digimon World 1. But it also counts for Digimon like Hagurumon. I think it also extends to a lot of the Pendulum Digimon that came out round about that time as well. There are a lot of Digimon in the first few years. Because unlike Pokemon, it's not like you can be like, oh, I know which generation that's from. I mean, Generation 1 is just Bulbasaur to Mew, right? I mean, I know they essentially go like, there's Alolan forms now, but essentially Bulbasaur to Mew, that's Generation 1. In Digimon, it works a little different. It's more or less a first come when they're finished kind of situation. Yeah, I want to go help because I want my Digimon. Yeah, I think I was in episode 2 when I... So I really am speeding things along a little bit. Because it was episode 2 before I got Hagurumon. But yeah, here's Kurisaramon. Big meanie. Picking on my Hagurumon. Oh yeah, this is something I noticed. But I did a rain check. I originally thought this guy, he has Machinedramon. I thought, wait, is that like a game design thing? Is that the game telling me that this is what I'll eventually become? Because Machinedramon is essentially the mega form of Hagurumon. So would it have been like if I'd have chose Palmon, he would have had a Rosemon instead? No, it's Machinedramon all the way through. If you get any of them. Anyway, I already know how to play this game in particular, especially since you deleted my footage. I'll stop complaining about that, I'm sorry. But that's basically where we're at now. I think we're all caught up on this front, so... yeah. So let's just play the game. We didn't actually get anything from this because it's the very first Digimon. But yeah, this is essentially how it's set up. Every Digimon has... On the right, it's basically the order in which every Digimon will attack, and however more often will greatly depend on the speed of the Digimon. So that's a very nice touch. It reminds me of Final Fantasy X. So it's really nice. Yeah. I'm happy now, and we finally got our first Digimon, and finally gotten through all of that exposition. But yeah, I'm loving this, especially the graphics, and especially since I'm into the Digimon trading card game now, and I'm noticing these characters because I've only noticed because I knew about them, but I didn't know them by name up until the Digimon trading card game, where of course I got the rare box topper Nokia Shiramine. And it's like, yes, that's the valuable one. But I know they're from Cyber Sleuth, and so that's really, really nice that happens. So it's like, yay! But the graphics are gorgeous. Even the human characters, which don't look very bland. And especially compared to the likes of Pokemon. I know, this is basically going to be like, oh, is Pokemon better? Is Digimon better? Right now we're focusing on Digimon. Oh yeah, that's right, we have to go back. So, I know what happens next. Right, so I know I did a lot of talking in this episode, and I'm sorry. Can I save the game? Just in case. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna save over my previous save. I'm sorry. That's how far I got. Okay, I was confused there. Okay, never mind. It's like, I'm not playing Hacker's Memory, I'm playing the original. Oh, yes. Oh. What's going on? Where did those two go? Like, could Hackers have maybe... But yeah, I'm going to leave it here. And we're certainly going to get into the gameplay aspect of this game. And I'll talk a little bit more about how you play and what I'm looking forward to, and especially the part where I get to actually have a team of Digimon. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for watching. This is TomoGotchi signing off. Sorry, my voice cracked there. I need a drink. But this is TomoGotchi signing off. Click, click. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and hit the bell.